Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, I'm Anusha. I'm a co-trainee year 2 in the specialty psychiatry here in London. Today's video is quite a special one because I've just hit the milestone of 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I promised myself that I'm going to do a Q&A which is not about Blab or my IMG journey. So today is going to be a spicy, juicy Q&A. I put up the story on my Instagram page a couple of days back and let you have the floor and ask me whatever questions you want to. I must say they were quite a little disturbing and sick questions there. Some of you guys are really interested in my personal life, so I'm not going to be answering any of those questions. I've handpicked nearly 35 questions. That's quite a lot, so it's going to take some time. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. So the first question is, how is life in London? What would you suggest to someone who wants to learn dance alongside SHO job? Alright, the first part of the question is, how is life in London? Well, life in London currently is almost resuming back to normal because of the pandemic. We've been in and out of lockdown quite a lot. It's been one of the most strictest lockdowns in the world. The media actually pointed out that UK and Canada kind of had one of the most strictest lockdowns somewhere around New Year and everything, because we were having the second wave here. Fingers crossed, things are getting better here. Life is almost going back to last summer. It's obviously not near normal how it was in 2019, but things are looking up. So yeah, so life is better than it was. And the second part was, what would I suggest to someone who wants to learn dance alongside SHO job? I would say go for it. I actually had dreams of learning ballet, but obviously then the pandemic happened and things were in and out of lockdown, and I haven't been able to pursue that. Gyms have just reopened. I really don't know about classes and everything, so I would definitely want to learn ballet and contemporary dance myself. But if you're someone who wants to learn dance, then go for it, man. No one's going to stop you. People really encourage you to have other passions and side hustles and things and interests that interest you outside of work, so go for it. The second question is, when are you getting married? Alright, I am already married, if you haven't noticed. I've been married for a little more than a year, so yeah, already married. The third question is, when will you have kids? Okay. This is something quite a few of you guys asked me, and this is something I do get a lot in my DMs. I'm going to try very hard to not make this controversial and answer it in as sensitive way as possible. First and foremost, before I answer this, I have the utmost respect for women who are trying to get pregnant, who are pregnant, who have been pregnant, who have kids, who are raising kids, who have lost their kids. So I have the utmost respect for motherhood and fatherhood. This is something that I've been thinking of sharing and I have not really been able to, but I'm glad some of you have asked this question. As normal as it is, or as okay as it is for women to talk about, you know, their pregnancy and share that news and everything else, I think it should also be okay for women to talk about not getting pregnant. If someone doesn't want to get pregnant, it's their body, their choice, and it should be okay. You shouldn't look down on that, and you shouldn't be like, that is not normal or that is not okay. I think that should be okay as well. This is something that has been on my mind for a very long time. When I told this to people many years ago, say in 2013, 2014, I was around 23, 24 then, and I told people that, you know, I don't want to get pregnant in my life, I don't want to have kids, and everybody told me that, oh, you're young, you know, wait till you are in your 30s or you're nearly 30 or you've got a career and you've settled down, you're going to change your mind. Well, I'm nearly 30 now. I'm going to go into my 30s in literally less than 2 months. I think I'm kind of settled in my career and I'm financially independent, and that thought has still not changed. I don't see myself getting pregnant or having kids or raising them, and this has got nothing to do with me not liking children. I do like children. I'm more than happy to be the fun aunt whenever my friends have kids, and I'm sure many of you guys are going to ask me what Dean thinks about this. This was actually one of the first things that kind of was common between me and Dean right before we started dating. So we were friends then, and there was this conversation that was happening in our friend circle, and he and I kind of connected that, oh my god, even you don't want kids, and he said, oh, you don't want kids ever in your life either. So yeah, so Dean is someone who doesn't want kids either, and it works for the best. Both of us are in that mind frame where we don't see ourselves having kids or raising kids. Having said that, don't hate kids. We do like kids. We would love to have kids at our home when our friends have them, and we would love to, you know, babysit them if they want someone to help out, but no, we don't see ourselves having children. So that's a no. I also wanted to say something that there was this video that came out a couple of days or probably a week back that Jenny, she's obviously an amazing YouTuber. A lot of you guys must be knowing her. There's something that she said in her video that really struck the right chord with me, that usually see videos or Instagram posts or stories of people, you know, how excited they are to find out that they're pregnant, and that's completely fine. But there are obviously people who wouldn't have been planning and then they get pregnant, and you know, nobody talks about that side of things. And there is so much mental health awareness that needs to happen around perinatal psychiatry, postnatal psychiatry. I really found her video where she put out her honest, raw feelings about how she felt when she figured out that she's pregnant. And this is something that they weren't really planning for it to happen in 2021, and it did. And she was so raw and honest in that video, and that is something I've never seen anybody put out. Usually bloggers and influencers, they put out videos of, you know, the whole surprise excitement of getting pregnant, which is fine. But if you feel otherwise, it should be okay as well, because it's obviously a big chapter in your life. You know, if something that has happened unexpectedly and if someone has raw, honest feelings, I have never seen that anybody share on any social media platform. So yeah, that was something really amazing, and I'll leave a link of that video down below. You should definitely check it out. It was very beautiful, real, and touching. So, do juicy or gossipy things occur at work? Not asking for specific events, but is work-life fun? Some days it is, and some days it's quite stressful. But yeah, the environment is quite nice and friendly most of the times. People are very helpful, and people do have a very natural sense of humor. There are fun bits and pieces that happen at work, and sometimes, you know, when there's a festival coming, like there's Christmas coming up, or there's the whole festive season, and you know, it's Halloween, people decorate offices. And in my previous trust, we had like Secret Santa that happened. Because of the pandemic, obviously socializing has become very difficult. We do manage to have few events together at work, or we do manage to have fun, if that's what you're looking for. I really don't know how to, you know, justify this, but yeah, there are fun things that happen. What would Monisha today tell the Monisha before arriving in London? What would you change and wouldn't change? The Monisha today would tell the Monisha before arriving to London that there is a pandemic coming and you should do as much as you can in the year 2019. Something that I would change about that year when I moved would be probably nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything, but then still I would want to change that I would have probably wanted to travel more and gone to Europe more. I just went once. So yeah, maybe that bit, maybe the traveling bit I would have changed. Other than that, no, I wouldn't change anything. What suggestions would you give a person planning to reduce weight and diet? It's an ambulance. This is a very sensitive question. Everybody has a different desired goal weight in their mind, and everybody has a different body. Everybody's body reacts or responds differently to diet change or exercise. Few people tend to lose weight very easily, and for few people it's a little bit difficult. I really don't know what the suggestions would be. I can say what worked for me. I'm not saying this is what is going to work for everybody. I'm trying really hard not to make this something that is going to trigger strong emotions in you. So if you are somebody who's sensitive about weight and about how you look and about your diet, then I'm going to put the minutes over here. You can directly skip to that bit. But yeah, what worked for me is that I completely gave up on eating meat, any kind of non-veg, more than a year back. I stopped having dairy for quite some time, but then I've gone back to having a little bit of dairy. The only dairy I end up having is probably cheese. Other than that, I don't have yogurt, I do not have milk, but yeah, I do have a little bit of cheese here and there. But if you can cut that out, then well and good. I used to exercise a lot, which I don't now, but I only go for working out at the gym or for a run probably 2 or 3 times a week. And yeah, and I do yoga at least 5 times a week. So I do Surya Namaskar. Honestly speaking, Surya Namaskar does wonders, and people don't talk enough about it. You should look up on YouTube videos, sun salutations. There are 12 different poses, and you're supposed to breathe a certain way through every variation, and it's amazing. I mean, your heart is going to be beating so fast at the end of only 10 sun salutations, like 10 Surya Namaskars. And I usually do sets of 20, and I try to do as many sets of 20 as possible. So yeah, you can try that. With regards to diet, I try to eat a lot of vegetables and fruits, and I don't starve myself. I don't skip meals. I need my food. I love food, so I cannot be skipping meals at all. I have like breakfast, I do have lunch, then I snack in between at work, then I have dinner. I drink lots of green tea because I love it. I I just love the flavor of it. And this was before even green tea got hyped about, you know, losing weight and everything. I just love green tea. I don't know how people find it bitter. So yeah, these are the things that have worked for me. So if you want to try that, you can. But like I've said, everybody's body is different. Everybody's body responds differently. So maybe you could join a gym and ask somebody to make a workout plan for you, or you can refer yourself to a dietitian and have a chat about that, because your dietary requirements might be different to mine, because I get my bloods done regularly. Like I mean, it's been a year now, but last year when I was home, I always check, you know, if there is anything that's low in my body and something, if I need to take supplements for that and things like that. How did you and Dee meet? Okay, and how it all started. So there have been a lot of questions regarding that. We did a video nearly a year and a half ago where we were doing a wedding series. Did not know pandemic was coming, planning a wedding, and we did like a wedding series episode 1 where we talked about how we met and the whole story. So I'll put up a link of that video here if you want to watch. But long story short, we had a lot of common friends. I knew Dean probably before he knew me, and I wanted to meet up because I knew rest everybody in his team, like the team he was working with. Yeah, so we finally met for dinner and drinks one day. It was just me and him, and we just hit it off from there. We became really good friends. We literally started hanging out almost every other day, went for so many movies and dinners, and before I knew it, he proposed. I was a different person then. I said a no to him because I mean, I should be honest, because I thought that, you know, my family's not gonna accept him because he's Christian Catholic and I'm Hindu Brahmin, and yeah, I was stupid and I was silly. But I really like this guy because he's so sweet and amazing. People who have met him know what I'm talking about, and he's so funny and he's so patient. And anyway, so I knew that this guy is really nice and we have a very good compatibility level. We have got a very good rapport. So I was like, I can't let go of this guy. So it took me 3 weeks, and then I reached out to him, and then yeah, I was like, it's a yes to the question you asked me 3 weeks back. He had no idea what I was talking about because he thought the question was off the table. But obviously I had not stopped thinking about him, and yeah, that's when it started, and that was 2014, and it's been 7 years now, almost 7 years, and we dated for more than 5 years before we got married last year. So we've not had a big fat wedding because of the pandemic. We've been holding that off till things resume back to normal. Even if it takes 5 years, 10 years, we're going to wait it out. But yeah, we had a civil court marriage last year, and we've been legally married for more than a year now. Next question. How would you react if Dean ever cheated on you? That's quite an interesting question. Well, you know, in life, you should never ever think that, oh, this is never going to happen to me. So if it ever happens to me, obviously I'll be devastated and I'll be heartbroken. But then that is life. I don't know what my mindset would be if I were in that place and what I'm going to say. But not being in that situation right now, I would probably, I don't know. I think cheating is a very big thing. I've been cheated on earlier, and not by Dean, by whoever, somewhere else in my past, and that's something I can't let go of. So probably I don't know, I don't think I would forgive. So yeah. Did you complete your rural bond in India? So when I did my internship and I did my MBBS, there wasn't any rural bond. It wasn't compulsory. It has come into effect after I have left India, so I didn't have to do it. How has moving to London changed your life? Oh my god, my life has completely changed. It's taken a 180-degree flip. First of all, I always thought that career is everything. That is something I've realized it's not. There are so many other things to life other than just having a career. We only have one life. Our time on this planet is limited, and we should try and make the most of it. That perspective has completely changed. I do not think only professionally. Like, I'm not so engrossed in that, oh my god, I have to do my core training and then I have to wrap up and apply for specialty training. I'm not in a hurry. I'm gonna take my own sweet time and decide on things when I feel is the right time, and if I'm 100% sure that I want to do it. So yeah, I've taken a step back from being stressed about career. So that has changed since I've moved to London. Obviously, it's opened quite a lot of avenues with YouTube and everything. That's something, you know, I used to do that when I was in India as well. But I always felt like, oh, people are looking down on me, but now I don't care anymore now. So that whole mindset of I don't give a has become very strong. I don't care about what people think anymore. I used to be a lot more sensitive, used to feel a lot more bad when people used to say things to me. Don't give a shit anymore. So that's changed. I don't know if that's got anything to do with London, but yeah, that's happened in the last 2 years. Also, obviously, you know, the whole option of traveling and everything. barring the pandemic. That whole bit, that's something I've always wanted to do. I've always known that I'm not someone who can only do one thing in life. I like to do multiple things. So yeah, that way I think I have much more options and resources here than I would have had in India. So that bit has changed. As silly as it sounds, my skin has improved a lot. Touch wood, I really like skin modesty, god please don't shit on me. But yeah, so I mean, I used to have really shitty skin when I was in India. I do obviously still have acne marks, but my friends know I used to have full-blown acne breakout. So that did really impact my self-esteem and the way I look at myself, and that has completely changed now. So even if I have acne once in a while, it doesn't really affect me as much as I used to. Also, I think I have taken a lot of time to look after my own mental health, which I did not when I was in India. So that's changed quite a lot as well. I feel like I was quite stagnant when I was there career-wise, which I think I'm much more at ease because I know it's going a certain direction now, something I've always wanted. I mean, it might not make sense to a lot of you guys, but I feel I'm much more understood here, even if I'm not from this country, than I was when I was in India. Like if I meet my colleagues here, or if I meet someone even randomly on a street or even across, you know, the coffee counter or something, I can strike a conversation much more easily than I could when I was back home. And also, you know, like my ideas, my dreams, my aspirations, my ambitions, people kind of understand and relate to it better here than they did back home. So yeah, I feel much more at home than I did there, though obviously my home is there and I miss my family, but you know what I mean. Okay, next question. A thing about UK that you are obsessed about. First and foremost, I absolutely love what an amazing historical city I live in. I love the architecture of UK, Europe, just absolutely love it. So that is one thing I think I'm still obsessed with. I was obsessed with it the day I had first landed when I came to give my Blab 1 exam, and I just was amazed. I'm like, is this a movie set? Like, people who live here don't understand it, but people who are from Asian subcontinent, they will understand what I'm saying. It literally feels like you're walking in 1800s or something, like throughout. It's just so fascinating. So that's something I'm still obsessed with, and I always get amazed. I've lived here for a little more than 2 years, but I don't think this is ever going to change, and I really don't want it to change because I don't want to take my time of living here in UK for granted. Every second of every day I'm so freaking grateful that I live here. Yeah, so the architecture and the history of this whole nation, absolutely obsessed and fascinated with. What is the biggest lie you have ever told without getting caught, and what's the last lie you told? The biggest lie I've ever told without getting caught, the fact that if I've not gotten caught and I've gotten away with it, I really don't want to say what it was, though I can think of one big lie, which Dean and I, we've both lied, but we don't want to say that. So yeah, that's one big lie we've said and we still don't want to get caught. Yeah. Hi. I hope you're keeping well. What keeps you going when you feel like giving up? There are a lot of days where I feel like giving up. Not in the sense that I feel like it's the end of my life, but in the sense that I feel like I can't do it anymore, just need a break. It is very normal and it's very human to feel that way. We are not machines. Even machines sometimes break down. So it's okay if you feel that way. And on the days that I feel that way, which was actually yesterday, I woke up feeling very negative and I was in such a bad mind frame, and then my day went on horribly as well. Like, I had a very stressful day at work. On those days, what I do is I try to indulge into things that are very positive. So I started listening to this podcast by Naval Ravikant, and that's something that really, even if I was so stressed, that made me, you know, think outside of the box. I'm not saying this is something that will work for everybody, but that's something I do. I completely envelop myself with things that are inspiring and positive. So I would probably listen to a podcast, or I'll read a book, or I'll read up on some article which is like, you know, positive and has a lot of positive energy to it, or I'll watch some YouTube video of YouTubers who I find very positive. There's this YouTube channel of Jess and Gabriel Conti. They are a couple in LA. They were living in LA, they've moved to Florida. I've been watching them for many years. I find their videos full of positivity and, you know, hope and faith and everything. So yeah, so I do that. I distract myself. Probably that would be the right answer. Have you ever felt like, you know, less than other medical students and you shouldn't have come to sensitive prof. Okay, I can't understand the second half of it. Well, yeah, there are a lot of times where I feel like I do not know as much as a lot of people around me, and it's okay to feel that way. Nobody knows answer to everything. I'm sure people around you also sometimes feel like they know less than you do. Yeah, so I do feel that way. I always remind myself of how far I've come whenever I feel that way. Have you seen Operation MBBS? No, I haven't. What's your favorite med series? I have probably watched only Grey's Anatomy. No, oh, wait a second. Yeah. And I think House as well. But I kind of like Grey's Anatomy because of the whole drama and gossip and everything in it. Yeah, so probably Grey's Anatomy. What was your plan if you didn't make it to UK? My plan was to try harder till I made it to UK. I did not have a plan B. This was my plan A and plan A alone. I could have considered USA as well because I've got family there, but I know how difficult it is to get into USA. I knew that choosing UK was doable, and that's the very honest answer. So yeah, I mean, USA is much harder to get into, and you know, like a lot of people who've cleared USMLE and haven't matched as well. And I did not want to be in that position. I did not want to be in that limbo because I'd been in that limbo for so long in India. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to put in all my energy to getting into UK, and yeah, that's what I went for. What are your thoughts on Bangladesh and the people there? Have you ever met anyone from there? Love from Bangladesh, keep growing. Alright, my thoughts on Bangladesh. I've met people from Bangladesh when I was preparing for Blab and also when I was in college. Jayantika from my medical college is from Bangladesh. She lives here in UK. She lives in Wales, and yeah, I'm very fond of people from Bangladesh, and they are really nice, lovely, funny people. I mean, all the people I've met from Bangladesh actually have a very good sense of humor. Love from Bangladesh, keep growing. Love to you too. What do you do when no one else is around? I have realized that I'm very productive when no one else is around me, which is quite a strange thing to say. What do I do when no one else is around me? I'm just thinking to myself. What do I do when no one else is around me? I'm much more productive when no one else is around me, and but something specific I can't think of. I probably would put on some Bollywood music and dance. Not that I don't do that when Dean is around as well. I pull him into dancing with me. Yeah, I think I would probably put on some Bollywood music and dance. Are you single? Okay, if you've made it till this bit of the video, then I've answered this question, which was the second question, that no, I'm not single. I've been married for more than a year. Alright, Instagram or YouTube? Okay, the person who's asked me this question, this question is something I'd asked this person on their YouTube channel as well. And I said that I would keep this video anonymous, so I can't take the person's name, but you know who you are if you're watching it. I would choose YouTube. I literally can spend hours and hours being on YouTube. I love YouTube. Like people, how they scroll through Netflix and Amazon Prime and watch shows, I watch YouTube videos non-stop. Like I pick up things from other people's videos where I'm like, oh my god, this is interesting, I should do this on mine. Or you know, like if it's some interesting font, or you know, nice transition, or like just the way they have told the whole story, you know, thinking that I'm going to come up with some new content watching their video. So love YouTube for that. It inspires me to make more YouTube videos. And I also love that, you know, how accessible it is to just, you can get like such variety of content over there. This is something that really interests me. Like obviously that's why I've got a YouTube channel and putting out YouTube videos. And so yeah, I would pick YouTube over Instagram any day. Do you feel intimidated by the culture and people in UK? If yes, how do you deal with it? I do not get intimidated with the culture in UK. I probably got intimidated professionally. Professionally, I was intimidated even when I started my own calls and everything, like the whole work-life culture and bits and pieces like that. I don't know how to put it, but personally, like, you know, like socially, my life outside or just out there, I don't get intimidated with the culture over here. Never have it been intimidated. Your favorite song? Oh my gosh, I literally don't have one favorite song. My playlist is so moody. I've got everything in there, starting from Bollywood to pop, dance music to trance, literally everything. So my whole playlist is a mix of everything. So I can't really pick one song. It really depends on my mood. Like some days I'm listening to Punjabi songs and I just want to dance, and some day I'm listening to like romantic Bollywood songs. Some days I'm listening to Ed Sheeran, and then some days I'm listening to Coldplay, and some days I'm like in Taylor Swift zone and I'm just like back to back listening to all the albums. So yeah, there's not one particular song that I can pick. Speak something in Odia, please, Nani. No kona koi bhi. Thank you, mate message pathaya pai. I know I'm speaking in English in between, but please, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to, like, I don't know all the words. Asha achi ki tama deha bhalo achi, tama ghare samaste bhalo achanti. Ao mo side ru London ru bahut sara प्यार तुमको पठौची रू. Is it प्यार? What do you say प्यार in Odia? Love from Bangladesh. Can you say Ami tomaku balobashi? Yeah, I know it means I love you. My mom can speak Bengali. Actually, my mom and all her siblings, my grandparents, they all can speak Bengali. My dad used to speak Bengali as well. So I really know Bengali. I mean, I can't speak, but I absolutely understand it. A couple of my friends from college and boarding school were also Bengali. So I do understand Bengali very well. If you guys didn't know, it's the second sweetest language in the world. First is French and second is Bengali. Something my dad had told me like years and like decades ago. I was in school or something. He's like, oh, did you know like the second sweetest language in the world is Bengali? Do you miss India? For any moment have you thought of coming back? I obviously miss India. It's my home country. That's where I was born and that's where I spent 26, 27 years of my life. My family is still there. Obviously I miss India. I would be stupid to say I don't miss India. Plans of going back. I do plan on visiting my family. Plans of completely relocating back. Probably not. Dean wants me. Dean is like, Mon, if you ever say you want to move back to India, I'm going to be here. You move back alone. Till now, we don't want to move back. But I don't know what the future holds. I can't comment on that. But yeah, for now, we don't want to move back. How did you bring Dean with you to UK? What's the procedure? Firstly, I really like how people refer to him as Dean and not like, how did you bring your husband to this country? And whenever they are asking him questions, they don't say like your wife. They always say Monisha. That's something I really like. Like we are two individual people. So Dean is here on dependent visa. So I'm here on tier 2 work visa and Dean moved here on tier 2 dependent visa. What's the shade of your highlight? They are really pretty. I cannot remember for the love of God. This was in August. I cut my hair in August and I also colored my hair in August. It's been so long. I need to get an appointment and chop my hair. It was the shade, if I'm not wrong, chestnut. I cannot remember. Please don't quote me, but I think it's chestnut. If you had to switch places with your husband for a day, what would you do and where would you go? If I had to switch places with Dean for a day, then I would probably be at home because he works from home, but I wouldn't do his work. I would just sit at home and watch YouTube videos or listen to a podcast or something. I wouldn't want to go anywhere. And no Q&A is complete without answering your Blab questions. I said let's keep this video Blab free, but obviously some of you did send me the questions and I don't want to not answer them because I know you got these questions and these queries and you obviously want the answers and that's why you reached out to me. So I'm going to answer them. On an average, how long should I prepare for Blab? That depends really. Depends on a lot of things. By Blab, do you mean Blab 1, Blab 2 or you just mean Blab 1 or you just mean Blab 2? And also depends on your grasping skills. It depends on if you're working right now or not. If you are looking for that information, I'm going to link a couple of videos down in my description box and put link here for the Blab videos as well. You can watch that. I would say like if you don't have any work to do, no job, Blab 1 shouldn't take more than like 4 to 6 weeks to prepare is what I think. For Blab 2 again, maybe like few months, like I don't know, 2-3 months, just because you want to practice, you want to come here and take the course and do mocks and everything, probably 2 months. But I'm just throwing in these numbers. I'm not saying this is definitely how much it takes. For Blab 1 as well, few people spend 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. But yeah, it is doable quite soon if you're somebody who's not tied, you know, professionally or work-wise. Did you go through the WAST training? I think it's called VAST training. VAST training? VAST training, I think. Could you give your take on VAST? I did not go to the VAST training. I did a non-training job, which was the same job as an author Jerry for a year. I haven't really interacted with someone who's done it, but I've heard mixed reviews and I'm going to keep it very honest. Few people have said that it's good and few people have said that, oh, even if it's a training post, I wasn't treated the same as a foundation training doctor or as a co-training doctor or whatever. But that's something which is kind of understandable because it really depends from trust to trust and hospital to hospital, because it really depends on the kind of people that form the team you're working with. But it's a good kind of exposure because you're not 100% tied down, but at the same time you're kind of in a training like job. I would say that if you're being given a chance to do it, then go for it, because currently there are so many people that I keep seeing that comment on the IMG group that they are still looking for jobs and they have not been able to find it. So if you're getting offered that, then do it, because you're somewhere around the foundation training training level, so you wouldn't have as many responsibilities as a core trainee. So yeah, go for it. Which visa do we apply for after passing PLAB? Is it before or after PLAB? Which visa do you apply for after passing PLAB is tier 2. Which visa you apply for before passing PLAB is because you're giving PLAB as tourist visa. How did you attend conferences in India? I barely attended conferences. I attended few of them, that too with my mom, because she's a gynecologist. She's obviously part of Foxy, and I would like make her register for me as well, and I would go and attend conferences with her. Or when my dad was there, I would attend a few of the anesthesia conferences with him. Again, he would register for me and I would attend it with them. How to build confidence with respect to PLAB? Practice, practice, practice. That's the only way forward. The more you practice, the more confident you're going to get. Practice in front of the mirror so you know how confident you look or you don't look. You are your best judge. So yeah, so practice a lot, and that is going to increase your confidence. Alright, so we've reached to the end of the video. This is going to be one long video. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, then you know the drill to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then please do. We've crossed 5,200 subscribers. Yay! And if you have any further fun questions to ask, then please drop it down below in the comment section. Maybe I'll make another video some weeks or months later. And I hope you're keeping safe and looking after yourself and your loved ones. If you're watching this video from India or anywhere in the Asian subcontinent, whether you're from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, anywhere, I'm sending out a lot of positive energy to you guys. I hope and I really pray things improve. I also have my family there. It's quite distressing for me as well to wake up every morning and read the news. And I know it's such a difficult time and things look like they have been completely out of control, and I'm sure they are, and the numbers are just going up. But always remember that whatever goes up must come back down, and it is going to get better. So yeah, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.